Less than 100 years after winning independence, the United States almost collapsed. Not because of an invasion, not because of a foreign empire, but because Americans picked up weapons and aimed them at each other. This would become the deadliest war in American history. And it started with a question the nation refused to answer. What does freedom really mean? America called itself the land of liberty. But by the 1850s, nearly 4 million people lived in slavery. A nation founded on equality, built on human ownership. The North was industrializing. The South depended entirely on enslaved labor. Two economies, two cultures, two visions of the future, one country. And it was breaking apart. Every time America expanded westward, a new fight began. Would the new state be free or slave? Each decision shifted political power. Each vote felt like survival. Soon, debates stopped happening in Congress. They started happening with guns. Kansas became a battlefield years before the war officially began. Americans were already killing Americans. Then, in 1860, a man many Southerners feared won the presidency. Abraham Lincoln. He didn't promise to end slavery immediately, but he wanted to stop its expansion. To the South, that meant only one thing. Their world was ending. One by one, Southern states left the Union.
Lincoln's won! Good God, the South won't stand for it!
This means
The
war,
Confederacy.
gentlemen.
War was now inevitable. April 1861. Confederate cannons fired on Fort Sumter. The Civil War had begun. Young men rushed to enlist, cheering in the streets. Most believed the war would be over in months. Some families even brought picnics to watch the first battles. They thought it would be glorious. They had no idea what modern war looked like. The first major battles destroyed every illusion. Soldiers marched in straight lines against rifles that could kill from hundreds of meters away. Bodies covered the fields. Medical care was primitive. A wounded limb often meant amputation without anesthesia. More soldiers died from infection than bullets. War had changed forever. The first major battles destroyed every illusion. Soldiers marched in straight lines against rifles that could kill from hundreds of meters away. Bodies covered the fields. Medical care was primitive. A wounded limb often meant amputation without anesthesia. More soldiers died from infection than bullets. War had changed forever. Then Lincoln made the boldest decision of the war. He changed its purpose. The conflict was no longer only about preserving the Union. It became a fight against slavery itself. The Emancipation Proclamation turned the war into a moral battle. And thousands of formerly enslaved men joined the Union Army. Now they were fighting for their own freedom. In 1863, two massive armies collided at Gettysburg. 3 days of non-stop violence. Cannons shaking the earth. Smoke hiding the sun. Entire units erased in minutes. Over 50,000 casualties. The bloodiest battle ever fought in North America. When it ended, the Confederate advance was broken. The war had turned. Union General William Sherman believed victory required something brutal. Destroy the South's ability to fight. His army marched through Georgia, burning railroads, factories, and supplies. Cities fell. Plantations collapsed. The Confederacy began starving. The end was coming. April 1865. General Robert E. Lee's army was exhausted, hungry, and surrounded. At a small farmhouse in Appomattox, Lee surrendered to General Ulysses Grant. After 4 years, the war was over. Grant ordered his soldiers not to celebrate. Too many Americans had died. Victory felt like mourning. Days later, tragedy struck again. Abraham Lincoln was assassinated. The man who saved the Union would never see the peace he created. More than 600,000 Americans had died. Millions were freed from slavery. But equality would take another century of struggle. The Civil War didn't just decide who won. It forced a nation to redefine freedom itself. And its consequences still shape America today. Because sometimes, the most dangerous wars are the ones fought between brothers.